All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome. Today is not my birthday yet, but my birthday is right around the corner. My birthday is this coming Monday. But it was funny because that song was recorded on my birthday in 2010. So as I told you guys, a lot of these songs that came out that became super popular on YouTube came out about 10 years ago. Yeah, it was about 10 years ago. We had I Spawn, I Die, which was about 10 years ago. And now this song, the Mega Man remix, also is about 10 years old. I believe it actually was released on April 12th, 2010. So it's the 10-year anniversary of quite a lot of things, including DSPGaming will be 10 years old very shortly. Pretty cool, huh? So welcome everyone to the stream. Welcome to a new release day. Now, first of all, before we even get started talking about the stream, I have to forewarn everybody. There are workers outside. They are redoing our gutters here on our house. And I'm assuming everyone's house here in our community. I was not foretold this was going to happen. I had absolutely no idea these guys were going to be out there. And they are loud. They've got sawing and stuff going on and hammering. So you guys more than likely here, at least on the pre-stream, you're going to be hearing them. My hope is by the time that I start up with gameplay in a bit after the pre-stream, they'll be gone from here and moved on to other homes. But I don't know. I don't know how long. As I was booting up pre-stream, they were literally sawing next to my window in the office, so I couldn't even hear myself think. So I'm hoping they're going to be gone sooner rather than later. They're literally on the rooftop outside of my window here. But because they started earlier, hopefully they're done and they can be, on to the next home by the time that we start, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit, guys. What are we doing today? It's a big new release day. I'm excited because today we are starting up Resident Evil 3 Remake. Now, I have a few things to say about this game. First of all, I've never played it until a few years ago. I never played it when it was a new release. I was too heavily into Street Fighter. I wasn't really playing console games besides Street Fighter when this game came out. I didn't really like it when I played it a few years ago. I think I'm trying to remember exactly when I played it. I want to say it was like around 2015. I doubt it was 2016. It could have been, but it was at least 4, if not 5 years ago when I played this game. Okay, and to be honest, I didn't like it. Right before playing this game, I had played Resident Evil 2, and I feel Resident Evil 2 is a far superior game to Resident Evil 3. It's much longer. It's got 2 sides of a campaign, and Resident Evil 3 has a lot of mechanics that I didn't really like when I did my original playthrough of the game. Okay, I got really angry playing it because I remember it was either easy or hard, so I selected hard, and basically the game had like not enough ink ribbons, and everything was insta-killing me, and I was like, this game sucks. I just didn't like it. Now, a lot of people give me shit for that. It's like, oh, it's a classic. Well, I don't care. That was my opinion. I didn't really like the game, all right? Now, fast forward to years later. Last year, Resident Evil 2 Remake came out. And people were like, you just played this like 3 years ago or so. We would like to see you challenge yourself. Can you do something different? I said, all right, fine. I'll play it on hardcore. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. Playing on hardcore destroyed me. Like, it was super hard. It was like every enemy, was killing me. I had to basically learn how to juke every single zombie because there was not enough ammo to go around to kill anything. And it was pretty insane in that regard. I got through it, though. Not only did I get through it, I beat it, both the A and B side campaigns, both Leon and Claire, and it ended up ranking as one of my favorite games of the year. And it was my favorite game, actually overall, it was my favorite game of last year. Because I really felt that Resident Evil 2 Remake was like the way you do survival horror in the modern era. It was modernized controls, modernized gunplay mechanics, modernized puzzles, paired with modernized graphics, but it had a retro feel to it, and I really, really loved it. Okay? You guys loved the playthrough. I know you did. So, even though it was very tough for me, I know that you guys appreciated me torturing myself essentially doing it that way. Okay? So, for a while now, people have been asking me, when you play Resident Evil 3 Remake, what are you going to do? Well, all right. Well, I came to a decision last night after much deliberation. So, first of all reports are that this game is short. Now, I figured as much, because if you remember, Resident Evil 2, each time you play through the campaign, is probably around 5 to 7 hours, but there's 2 sides to the campaign. Therefore, you're essentially playing through the game twice, and each side with some tweaks and changes. And so you're probably getting anywhere from 10 to 15 hours out of the game just playing it once through. You know what I mean? But Resident Evil 3 doesn't do that at all. In Resident Evil 3, you play as Jill. And then, Carlos is in it. But you play as Jill, and there's not much else to it. So I already knew Resident Evil 3 was going to be a shorter game than Resident Evil 2 Remake. All right? So I kind of already knew that. Now, all reports are saying the game can be beaten if you know what you're doing in 5 hours. You actually can beat it in one sitting. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, like you haven't played it before, you didn't spoil yourself, probably around 7 hours, okay? But if you put it on a harder difficulty, maybe it'll be a little bit longer, depending on how many times you die and the like. I've also heard there's no ink ribbons. Now, ink ribbons were one of my major gripes of my original playthrough of Resident Evil 3, that I kept running out of ink ribbons. I couldn't save the fucking game, and it pissed me off. Apparently, this game has infinite ink ribbons, okay? So, I paid $60 for a game that essentially is 5 to 7 hours long, no infinite saves. Sounds pretty easy, right? Apparently, when you boot the game up, there's 3 levels. There's Assisted, which is basically insane easy mode. There's Standard, which is apparently kind of easy mode. And then there's Hardcore, which is pretty challenging mode. So, I was weighing and balancing all of this in my head. The other thing is this game came with a multiplayer game completely separate from it called Resident Evil Resistance. And I really feel the reason that they included that is because they knew that Resident Evil 3 was short and not very satisfying. They knew that for $60, you're buying this game that you're going to beat in, arguably some people in one sitting. And even though it might be a good one sitting, that's not worth $60. So there is this other mode, this other multiplayer thing called Resident Evil Resistance. And will I be checking that out? Yes, I will. But my main focus is the Resident Evil 3 story first, okay? Now, the truth of the matter is, after weighing and balancing all factors, I came to a conclusion overnight for 2 reasons. All right? First of all, I paid $60 for this game. I don't want to beat it within like 1 to 2 streams, and that's the end of it. I never play it again. You see what I mean? Like, that would be pretty shitty to just turbo right through it after paying so much money. All right? I kind of want to get my money's worth out of the game. And I don't know if Resident Evil Resistance is going to be any good. The reports are that there was a beta 1 or 2 weeks ago, and it was complete shit. It didn't run. Everyone complained it was garbage and was very frustrated with how bad it was. So, do I really believe they fixed that within 2 weeks? No. And I get the feeling it's not going to be very good. I could be wrong. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised when I try it out. But I'm getting that vibe that multiplayer is not going to be very good. And it's going to be pretty disappointing for most people. All right. So that being said, I want to get my money's worth out of the game. In addition, recently, guys, you guys have been incredibly supportive. You guys have been coming out to the streams, and I have now had a 10-stream streak where we have hit the tip skull on the stream, and I put on my vest. Now, I know the vest gimmick is silly as hell, all right? I didn't invent it. You guys did. You're the guys who asked for it. You're the guys who suggested I do it as a tip skull. So that's why I'm doing it, and we have a 10-stream streak of this now. It's to the point where we now have a vest emote in the stream chat, and people beg for the vest every day they want the vest. All right? So, in light of the fact that you guys have been so supportive, and you guys have been clamoring for a harder difficulty run, I decided last night I'm going to do it. I'm going to play Resident Evil 3 Remake on hardcore. All right? That's my reasoning. Some people are not in agreement with this reasoning and saying, man, I really feel you're making a big mistake. It's not going to be entertaining to you. Maybe it'll be entertaining to those who want to see you suffer, but it won't be entertaining to you. Okay? I don't know. Because here's the thing. Resident Evil 2, it really punished me. I'm not going to lie. Like, it really, every day when I played that on hardcore, I felt like I was just getting beat up. But, for me, I feel like I'm super grateful that you guys have been so positive and so supportive lately. And I said, let's make this a celebration. Let's make this playthrough a special run where I'm basically, it's a way for me to give it back to you guys and say thank you so much for all your support recently. Let's make it happen. Let's do hardcore. All right? I mean, pretty awesome. Now, hey, just saying, If we hit the tips goal today, the vest streak continues. We're already on a 10 streak. Can we keep the streak going today? The Magic 8 Ball in the stream chat seemed to believe that, yes, we were going to keep the stream going when I asked it earlier. I don't know what's going to happen today. But at the very least, I'm hoping that you guys will be entertained by the hardcore difficulty run more than if I had played it on, say, standard. And I hope that you guys appreciate the fact that I'm probably going to be tortured here. It is what it is. Let's do it. Now, here's the other thing. My schedule. I was planning on playing this 3 times in the next few days. So, obviously, if I played on standard, I might have just beaten it. And that would have been the end of it, right? So, I feel that putting it on the hardcore difficulty will get more out of it. Maybe I'll be playing it all weekend before I beat it. And then, maybe sometime this week, I could do a stream of the Resident Evil Resistance multiplayer. Okay? We'll talk about that in a moment. But anyway, that's the deal. So, thank you guys so much for the positivity lately. Thank you so much for the support lately. I appreciate it as my way of showing you that I appreciate everything. I've said, let's do this on hardcore, and we're doing it. Okay? Sounds good? All right, I hope so. So let's talk now, guys. Let's talk about the schedule. Today, it's Resident Evil 3 Remake. This first stream will be, 3.5 to 4 hours of gameplay. Hope you're excited for it on hardcore difficulty. I have no idea how this is going to go. We're going to find out. All right. Later tonight is my weekly throwback Street Fighter stream where I play 2 hours of old school Street Fighter, including Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, and Street Fighter Alpha series. You can hear hammering outside my office right now. I told you guys you would. Hopefully, like I said, they'll be gone within an hour or so. I hope. Yeah, that's my late stream today is Street Fighter. Now, obviously that means there's no chill today at all, right, guys? Like, there's no chill whatsoever that's going to be happening on the stream today. This is going to be stressful gameplay of Resident Evil 3 Remake, and then probably, I would say entertaining for sure, and it's fun when I play, but still kind of stressful Street Fighter tonight, all right? Tomorrow, we're going to do more Resident Evil 3 Remake, all right? That's the main gameplay stream tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, I'm going to be playing Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. And you might say, wait, why is it Saturday instead of Sunday? You've been doing it on Sunday nights. Well, it's because this week we're rearranging the schedule a bit. I'll explain in a moment why we're doing that. But it's Morrowind on Saturday night where we're going to continue on with questing. Last stream, it was mostly just doing quest-related stuff, and we're going to continue that tomorrow night. Okay? On Sunday, we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to take a break from Resident Evil 3 Remake to do some more Neo 2 and continue on with that playthrough. I just finished up a major story mission where I beat the Owl boss that everyone was saying was like one of the hardest bosses and most frustrating things in the game. So I beat it, and I died a few times. It wasn't super tough to me. It was a gimmick boss where it would go into a phase where you get sucked into this darkness. You can't see anything, so you have to find a red orb and destroy the red orb. And if you do, then you can see again, and then the fight's fine. It was pretty cheesy in that regard, but I beat it. So I'm happy that I did, and I'm looking forward to more this coming Sunday, okay? Sunday night will be my Minecraft stream. Again, I realize that usually Minecraft is Monday night. It's going to be Sunday night this week, okay, guys? What are we doing? More work probably on the mob grinder. I'm not 100%. Mr. Papavera actually sent me some of the stuff that he's interested in having me do this week, and I didn't even have a chance to fully read it yet. I probably won't get a chance to fully read it for another few days, all right? We'll see. I'll probably end up reading it on Sunday, quite frankly. We'll see. And then Monday is my birthday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. As you know, the office is decorated with birthday decorations already. I'm excited for my big birthday celebration on Monday. What are we doing? More Resident Evil 3 Remake. Now, if we've already beaten the game by then, which I don't know. I don't know. Hardcore might make it so hard that I haven't beaten it yet. Then we're going to finish up Resident Evil 3 Remake's story mode, all that on Monday. All right? If I've already beaten it, then instead on Monday we're going to do Resident Evil Resistance. All right? We're going to give it a shot. So that's what it's going to be. That's the schedule. I hope you guys like that schedule, all right? Monday night, for my birthday celebration, it's going to be Animal Crossing's Birthday Bash. For those who do not know, apparently in Animal Crossing, when it's actually your real-life birthday, if you play the game has a bunch of special birthday stuff that happens in-game as a way of saying, wow, thanks for playing the game and thanks for playing on your birthday, all right? So, we're going to be doing that Monday night. In addition, my wife is making me a homemade birthday cake So I'm going to have a piece of that cake on the stream while we play Animal Crossing Monday night. And that'll be a cool way to end the streaming week and also to end my whole birthday week celebration. Okay? Pretty cool. Tuesday I'm off. Tuesday will be my day off from streaming when I go grocery shopping and run other errands and spend some time with my wife. I'll be back on Wednesday. Wednesday it's going to be more Neo 2. All right? And then Wednesday night it'll be Call of Duty Warzone. Thursday is completely up in the air. Because if we've already beaten Resident Evil 3 and maybe I didn't play Resistance yet, then maybe I'll check out Resistance on Thursday. But maybe I'll already have played both Resident Evil 3 and beaten it and done Resistance. And if that's the case, then on Thursday it's probably going to be more Neo 2. We'll see. We'll play it by ear and we'll actually see what happens during the course of this week. Okay, guys? So, that's the deal. And then Thursday night will be the return of Animal Crossing. Friday's the premiere of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I am now getting more and more excited for the closer we get to it. I realize, number one, it's a modern RPG, which I love playing these with you guys. Number two, it's a game that a lot of people are hyped for because people love Final Fantasy VII. I've pretty much stayed away from spoilers as much as I possibly could for this game. I did not play the demo. You know, I stayed away from it completely so that when I play it, I could be pleasantly surprised, essentially. And I'm kind of feeling that vibe. People are saying, man, other people are actually starting to hear more about the game. Some people are even playing it early because of this pandemic. They got it early. They're saying the game is absolutely outstanding. Okay? So, I'm super excited for it. All right? And that's going to be the main focus. Once it releases, we have that and pair that with some Neo 2. Now, also, you guys are currently voting on the Viewer's Choice playthroughs. I want you to keep doing that. Because your votes are going to determine what games I'm going to be playing for Viewer's Choice later this month. Okay, guys? So please keep voting on the games you want to see for Viewer's Choice. All right? At least one of those playthroughs is going to take place in the month of April. All right? At least one. Because the top 2 games are going to become playthroughs. At least one will be happening in April. All right? In addition to that, I may be checking out Trials of Mana. This is basically Secret of Mana 3 that was never released in the United States, and they're basically modernizing the game and releasing it as a new game. I may play that this month. In addition to that, I may play the Control DLC that released at the end of March that apparently answers more questions about the plot of Control. I may do that because I own the Season Pass. In addition to that, Doom 64 released alongside Doom Eternal if you pre-ordered the game. And, well, actually, I think I just got it. I don't even know if I pre-ordered it. It just came with it. So, I may play Doom 64 this month. That's a possibility. All right? I'm not 100% saying I'm going to, but I might. It's definitely a consideration for this month. Now, in addition to that, there's more stuff. There's a lot that's possible that's going to happen this month. A lot of people have said, in light of the fact that it seems like all new releases moving forward may get delayed because of the pandemic, will you consider playing Metal Gear Solid 1? Yes. It's a consideration. I'm not guaranteeing I'm doing it right now, but it's definitely a consideration if there's no other new releases. I get the feeling, sadly, a ton of releases are going to get delayed. A lot. I mean, I would expect every major new release that was supposed to come out in May, June, July, probably going to get delayed. All right? I just expect it, because if Sony already has delayed The Last of Us 2, saying, oh, we can't give it the proper launch that it deserves if we can't sell it physically in stores, so we're delaying the game now. You're making more money. Just say it. You want to make more money. The game's ready. Naughty Dog already came out publicly and said, oh, no, the game will be ready in time for its release window, but Sony made this decision, not us, because Sony is publishing the game, right? So it's pretty sad that we'll have to wait for this amazing game because Sony wants to make more money on the physical sales, right? It is pretty sad. But that being said, I don't know what's going to happen in regards to other games. So if we end up getting months here, 2-3 months, where there's no new releases because everything's delayed, we're going to have to find a way to fill that dead time. I'm not too worried about it. I know we can find fun games to play. That's what it's all about. My streams, it doesn't matter what game I'm playing. You guys come out, we hang out, we have a good time together. You know, I'm not worried. I get the feeling we're going to be fine. Maybe some other content creators are going to be pretty disappointed. I get the feeling I'm going to be fine. We're going to have a good time no matter what I play. You know, we're going to hang out and enjoy ourselves. If we have to play retro stuff for 2 damn months, we play retro stuff for 2 damn months, right? until this whole thing blows over and finally we can get back to normality, right? That's right, Anonymous. Unless it's Knack 2. If it's Knack 2, that would be pretty boring. Knack 2 sucked, but you know. Okay. All right, guys. So, that's that. All right. I hope that sounds good to all of you. Outside of that, some exciting new additions, guys. So if you didn't notice, first of all, we have a vest emote. I added this yesterday on stream, and I know many of you weren't here yesterday for Neo 2, but you're here today for Resident Evil 3. The vest emote has been added for your requests. So anyone who subbed, you can use the new vest emote. In addition, last night, I made some major tweaks to the stream, and you guys may not be aware because maybe you weren't here for last night's Animal Crossing stream. So here's the deal. All of the contribution messages have been updated and refreshed. They all should now properly state the level of contribution. Like, for example, if you're actually subscribing with Twitch Prime, it should say, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. It should actually now say the amount of months properly that you've resubbed. I have custom messages now that play when you tip me $4.20. There's a custom message that it'll say when you actually tip that. By the way, when you tip, it actually says thank you for the tip instead of thank you for the donation, because the donation is not correct. Donation is incorrect legal terminology. It's a tip that you're leaving me, not a donation. I fixed that, all right? If you're going to tip me, on the actual tips, PayPal tips screen, it now shows all kinds of different tip levels, all right, which is pretty cool. It shows all the tip levels, and it shows at what level you get each different animation, right? So for the $4.20 tip level, you get one animation. For $5, you get a different animation. For $10, you get the death face animation. For $20, you get the massive tip animation. And it shows you the levels now there. It explains it, all right? So I did a lot of work yesterday, you know, and shout out to the person who helped me with it. Again, I don't know if this person wants credit or not, but thank you very much, who that was, because they basically said, Phil, you know, here's some things you could do to improve your setup. And I implemented them all last night, and I think these are going to make the streams a lot better and seem a lot more professional, you know. So, awesome. Shout out to Killhawk, who's raiding with a party of 7. Thank you for the raid, Killhawk. Welcome to the Raiders, but we're still on pre-stream. We will be getting to gameplay, I promise you, but we're still on pre-stream here. Okay, so, that is the deal, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy all the festivities, you enjoy the new vest emote, you enjoy everything, all the new stuff that I've added, and it's fun to you, and we have a good time today with streaming. I got a good feeling about today. I get the feeling today is going to be an outstanding day of fun gameplay streaming. I really do. So I hope that you guys feel the same. Okay? All right, let's move on then. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 11 awesome years allowing me to be a content creator. You know, every day when I put gameplay on the internet and I share gameplay experiences with all of you is a day when I have a ton of fun. Seriously, like, I love what I do for a living. I realize I'm one of the very lucky people on planet Earth that gets to love what he does for a living. Most people don't get to say that. In addition, I am able to keep doing what I love for a living, even though, you know, we're going through this worldwide pandemic scare right now and everything going on, right? And I'm super grateful for that. It's very, very, what can I say, empowering to know that what I'm doing is helping you guys. Every day people are coming and giving me positive messages saying, thank you so much that you're still streaming. You know, you're a good distraction from all the crap that's going on in the real world right now, and we really need a distraction, and we appreciate that. Well, I appreciate you guys telling me that. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel that, you know, what I do has meaning and purpose besides just dicking around with games. That we have fun, positive social interactions, and it makes people feel better. That's what I'm going for, guys. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, okay? By the way, again, now you can hear drilling. I told you guys, probably going to keep going here for another hour. Thank God, you know, pre-stream's still going. Hopefully all this will be adjourned by the time that we start gameplay, I hope. If it hinders gameplay, what can I do? I can't help it. I didn't know these guys were even coming today, you know? So it is what it is, I guess. Okay. So thank you for 11 awesome years. All right. It certainly has been a bumpy road. It has not been a smooth ride with all the stuff that I've been through, the ups and downs, the challenges that we've had, the roadblocks. Today, I'm a full-time streamer. That means that I primarily make a living raising contributions on streams via your crowdfunding. All right, it really is your crowdfunding efforts during these live streams that allows me to continue to do what I love for a living. So I want to say thank you up front to everyone who attends the streams and contributes. You guys are awesome. If you like the fact that I'm here 6 days a week, full-time streaming for you guys, if you like the fact that I still upload all my archive streams over on YouTube on DSPGaming, despite the fact that I don't barely make anywhere near as much as I used to, and it really is more of a fan service for you guys than anything else, all right? If you appreciate that, please consider contributing via one of the methods that I'm going to explain in just a moment, because that's what keeps the streams going. However, before I even mention a single way you can contribute, I want you to know something up front. My streams here on twitch.tv are free, all right? I'm happy to just have people come by and hang out with me on a daily basis. That's what it's all about. Gaming is my passion and my hobby as well as my job. I made YouTube videos for 2.5 years before I ever monetized a single gameplay video. Okay? And I would continue to stream in some limited capacity. If I could not continue to do it for a living, I would still do it because I love it so much. All right? So what I'm getting at here is that contributions are not mandatory. All right? I want you to understand that. My philosophy on my stream is that if I'm putting out a positive, fun, and entertaining stream for you guys will have a good enough time that you're going to want to see this continue, and just naturally, people are going to contribute. I don't have to sit here and harp on contributions once the gameplay starts, because I know that you guys are loving what's going on, and everything's been great. I mean, this week, are you kidding me, guys? Things have been so amazingly positive. You guys have been so supportive with these tips, goals, and the vest streak continuing, that I'm super happy. And obviously, you know, I'm grateful. So thank you for that, all right? That's my philosophy. I don't need to sit here and say, why aren't people subbing and stuff like that? That's not what it's all about. It's about having a good time with games, and then naturally the fun comes, right? The support comes. So thank you for that, guys, all right? That all being said, now let's actually talk about, if you can support, how you can support, okay? First of all, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. This is a monthly pledge campaign. Your pledges there earn you personal perks, depending on how much you pledge. And I will say thank you to anyone who pledged to my Patreon in the month of March. As of now, I have sent you all private messages on patreon.com outlining exactly how you can get your perks for the month. So if you pledge to my Patreon, please check it out. All right, and check your inboxes so you can get your perks. All right. I would go into detail about Patreon, but it's all publicly explained there. There's no reason for me to go out and explain anything about how my Patreon works. Just check it out for yourself. Patreon.com/darksidephil. And thank you very much for considering it. All right. Now, I have a Teespring. This is a store where you can buy merchandise. It's primarily t-shirts, but there are other things there like hoodies and sweatshirts and the like. Basically, it's a way for you to get a cool collectible. And, you know, that ties in with my streams. And I definitely appreciate anyone who gets something off the store. Helps me out a little bit. So thank you for that. Now, if you're here live on the... Boy, you hear all this noise outside, huh? But the thing is, I have my window closed. When I start gameplay, I'm going to open the window because it's going to get stuffy in here if I don't. You hear how loud it is out there? Oh, my God. All right, anyway. So... Now, what was I saying? Oh, my God. Now I got derailed. I was in the middle of my pre-stream, and now I got derailed by the noises outside. Can you believe it? All right. We just got through the Teespring. That's right. So, if you're here live on the stream, guys, chances are, if you're going to contribute, you may want to contribute in a way that's going to get you some live recognition on the stream. Plus, a way that may get you some interaction with me. So, if you either cheer with bits, or you subscribe to the channel, or you tip me during the live stream, I will give you a shout-out to say thanks for the contribution. Now, please understand that if you want to get a shout-out, you should be in line with the rules of the stream. Meaning, no insults, no trying to get me to say stuff that's going to get me banned from Twitch, no giant derailing paragraphs and messages that have absolutely nothing to do with the stream at all, and no song lyrics, no silly stuff like that, okay? It's at my discretion what I say on my own streams. Please understand that up front, okay? Now, there's a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen. This is a leaderboard that updates by me. I update it myself during the live streams to get you guys some extra recognition for things such as being the top tipper of the stream or the top cheerer of the stream. All right, and so I will update that, in just a moment, actually, to get stuff going here and start tracking things for you guys. That's one way to get recognized. In addition to that, there are 2 other leaderboards that are automatically tracked by Twitch here. One is the top bit cheerers of the week, and one is the people who've gifted subs for the week. So I'll also give shout outs to those people in just a moment. So there's many opportunities for you guys to get recognized on the stream. Okay? So, you may say, well, if that's the case, you just mentioned so many ways to contribute. What's the best way to contribute, right? You just give us so many options. What if I want to help you the most? What do I do? Very matter-of-factly, the best way to contribute is by tipping me, all right? If you tip me, those are funds I can immediately put towards important things. In fact, I've got a very big payment I have to make this week, all right? So your tips help with that. Your tips, very matter-of-factly, purchased Resident Evil 3 Remake for today, okay? So please consider tipping me if you want to help me out the most, okay? There are 2 ways to tip me. All right. Oh, by the way, I should mention, if we hit the tips goal for the stream, I'm putting on the vest, which is the vest streak, which we've now done for 10 straight streams. If we hit the tips goal today, I will continue the vest streak. And by the way, the vest, I'm going to need it to get through all these goddamn zombies on hardcore mode. I'm going to need that sleek vest to dodge the zombie skillfully and artfully. An artful dodger, right? Okay, boy, that is loud. I just can't wait to hear this all day on stream. This is going to be great. All right, so how do you tip? Well, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either look for the tips jar button that is below the stream, or you can type !tip into the stream chat, and that will bring up a link to my PayPal tips page. I've already mentioned I just improved my PayPal tips page, okay? When on the page, you can either tip with a registered PayPal account if you have one, or you can use a debit or credit card, much like you would make any other online payment, to leave a tip as well. Now, when you go to the PayPal tips page, you may not see that option right away. That's because usually the option to use like a debit or credit card doesn't show up unless you load it on the fully loaded desktop version of the site. So I strongly recommend that you try to load that, even if you're on a mobile device, so that it'll pop up properly. Okay? All right. So yeah, now, thank you very much again. Anyone considering contributing, it is much appreciated. I want to say something in advance as a public service announcement to help you guys, all right? You may not realize it, but a lot of us have a ton of personal information on the internet, even if you don't realize it, all right? Just think about the kind of stuff you might have on social media. Maybe a listing of your friends and family members, the kind of stuff that you like and dislike, places you hang out and you like, maybe even your job, right? That is a lot of personal information that could be used against you in a very negative light on the internet. And you might say, well, what do you mean? Like, why would anyone do that? Well, sadly, folks, there are people who don't focus on positive things in their lives. They focus on hurting other people and bringing negativity and drama and toxicity to other people's lives. And they actually get pleasure out of it. As messed up as that sounds, that's true. There's a group of people, this is how they operate. I should know. I have been the victim of this for, the greater part of 6 to 7 years now on the internet. And that's why I want you guys to be protected from that kind of stuff. So the first thing I want to say is be careful the personal information you put out there. It can be mobilized against you. But in addition to that, if you're going to frequent someone's live stream or if you're going to contribute to someone's live stream, you're going to want to hide your identity as much as possible, guys. You're not going to want your personal info being thrown out there. Okay, I'm just saying. That's the last thing you want. So, I strongly recommend, if you are going to contribute to today's stream, in particular, if you're going to tip me, do not use your real name. Do not use your Twitch name. Do not use a name that's associated with your social media accounts. Instead, do something fun and creative. Make up a name that's silly, that has something to do maybe with Resident Evil or something. Or tip anonymously. That way no one can associate it with you and no one can harass you. All right? That's what I ask because I don't want to hear that people are now getting harassed by assholes. Oh, by the way, I should start saying this on pre-stream as well. Strongly recommend if you're going to be a frequent stream viewer of anyone, turn off your direct messages here on Twitch. There are shitheads who will spam your inboxes to harass you. And the last thing you want is to be harassed in that way too. There is a way on Twitch to make it so that only people who are on your friends list can direct message you. And let's face it, you don't want strangers direct messaging you with fucking scams and spam attempts and insults and all kinds of stupid shit. So I strongly recommend that you do that as well to protect yourself, all right? So I always do this as a public service announcement because I want to make sure people are protected, especially my viewers. Please do use your due diligence to make sure that all your stuff is safe, all right? Okay, guys. Now let's move on to the rules of the stream. First of all, I am streaming on twitch.tv. This is a business, and that means I have to abide by all the rules and regulations of said business. I can't just say and do whatever I want on my streams. I hope you guys understand why. But in addition to that, I have my own set of rules that I follow because I'm trying to maintain a chill vibe on my streams. Allow me to explain what that means. When you come to one of my gameplay streams, I want you to feel laid back and relaxed. I want you to enjoy the gameplay, hear my live reactions to it, maybe get some interactions with me or interactions with the streaming audience. And in general, I want you to be able to zone out from all of the stressful crap that's happening in real life. Right now in this world, there is a ton of stressful crap happening in real life that we don't need to be thinking about constantly. Trust me, we're all bombarded with it constantly. When we're not on a stream, that's not what we want to happen when we're here, right? So because of that, there are certain rules that I have placed into effect to make sure that this stream is not toxic, not negative, and that we can focus on fun gaming. The first rule is that we don't talk about politics and religion on my gameplay streams. Now, I'm well aware these may be hot topics in real life. However, what I have found in the 11 plus years I've been a content creator is that every single time that these become topics of discussion on a gameplay stream, or my streams in particular, people get very nasty with each other. They get angry, they argue, and basically they derail the stream. I don't want that to happen, and that's why I don't allow it on my streams. Now, if we're playing a game that has politics or religion as a part of the discussion in the game, or as part of the plot of the game, that's a completely different scenario, and in that case, yes, that would 100% be allowed. But please understand, in general, it's very derailing. It's just going to get people angry. Let's not talk about those topics. Now, I've expanded this recently in recent light of things going on in the world. We all know what's going on with this COVID-19 worldwide pandemic. We're all affected by it in a very negative way. All right? So, we're all scared. Let's face it, we are. And the thing is, we hear enough about it outside of the stream. We don't need to be talking about it constantly on the stream. All right? I'm just being honest here. I'm not going to ban the topic of discussion. I don't want people to come in here and say, oh, if I say, coronavirus, I get banned. No, I'm not going to do that. At the same time, I don't want the end-all and be-all of the stream to be talking about this thing when people are coming here to escape that stressful reality that we're all facing right now. Okay? Please understand that. And please know that people are coming here to try to relax. Please, lay off the discussions of that stuff if you can, because all it's going to do is upset more people. All right? Let's try to have a chill time and a fun time and not just make it talking about all that stressful crap that we're, dealing with on a daily basis in real life. Okay? Now, in addition to that, I'm well aware there's tons of people on the internet that are only trying to basically bring me down. They are defaming me, slandering me, bullying me and my family members, making shit up, bringing up these insane conspiracy theories with no true substantiated facts, but instead just rumor, hearsay, and coincidence. The reason they do this is twofold. First of all, it makes them feel better about themselves to bring down someone else on the internet. Secondly, a lot of them have found a way to mobilize this to get them popularity on the internet, whether it be views or revenue. They found a way to make money being toxic to others. All right? I don't do that kind of content. I never had and I never will. I'm a positive content creator. I play games because I love them. It's my passion to enjoy video games and have fun social streams with you guys, not to just constantly attack and bring down others, because I'm not a disgusting, toxic, worthless individual who is immoral. So that's why I don't bring this stuff up. I'm well aware it exists, but that's not what we're going to talk about on my streams. In fact, it is strictly against the rules to bring it up for two reasons. First of all, if you bring it up, you're derailing the positivity of the stream. We don't want to hear about the stupid shit that these people are doing because we're trying to have a positive and fun gameplay stream. Number two, you're giving those people undue attention if you bring them up specifically on the stream that they don't deserve. It's bad enough that they get away with the shit that they get away with because I'm not rich and I can't sue them all for defamation. But in addition, you don't want people now having to go check this crap out to see what it is. All right? So, please understand that. All right? And please know that that's why we don't bring it up. It is strictly against the rules. It is definitely not something that we want to bother with. Okay? So, thank you for understanding that. Every once in a while, we'll get someone who comes on the stream who innocently starts talking about it, thinking that they're helping. They're not. In reality, you're just doing the actual polar opposite. You're derailing the positivity of the stream. So please don't bring it up. Okay? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the third and final segment of the pre-stream. This is the thank you shout-outs. For those who've contributed, we say thanks. We update the leaderboards. We get a little bit of fun discussion going before we get into the actual gameplay of the stream. So here we go. Here we go, guys. Okay, so we actually start off with Mark C609, who did a 100-bit cheer, and that was actually our first cheer of the stream today. He says, hype, Resident Evil 3 hype, excuse me, for the King of Hate and a party on VestFest 2020. That is right. We will see if today we can maintain the streak of the vest. I hope we can. Again, you guys have been incredibly supportive recently for it. One of the major reasons why I'm playing Resident Evil 3 on hardcore. Anyway, as a way to say thanks, let's see if we can maintain the vestige today. Okay? Snow Carl cheered. He says, hello, Philip. I always whine when you cheese or play easy mode. So I also have to give you props when you step up and play hard. Good job on hardcore mode. We appreciate it. All right, Snow Carl. Fair enough. Maybe today Snow Carl will not annoy me on the stream. Maybe for a change, today Snow Carl will not annoy me. Orcs are Dorks 7. Just resubscribed for 33 months. That's 33 ongoing months of support. And he says, Ultra Combo. All right, that was terrible. That was a really bad attempt at trying to say Ultra Combo from Killer Instinct, and it sounded terrible. But thank you, Orcs are Dorks. Snow Carl cheered again. And he's already annoying me. Well, Snow Carl, that was short-lived. I thought for sure maybe you'd not annoy me for like at least a minute after I said that. Sadly, that was quick. So he's asking me to unban someone who has been banned 15 previous times. Yesterday on the stream while I was playing Neo 2, this person was advertising that someone else had gotten Resident Evil 3 early and that people should go check out his stream. And I'm supposed to unban this guy. Well, number one, the answer is no. Number two, you failed, Snow Carl. You failed. Oh, well. At least we got one positive message from Snow Carl on the stream. All right, let's continue. Bagel Goose did a 100-bit cheer. He says, is the vest and hat your final form? Will you also add the Yoshi backpack if we exceed the goal? Long live the vest. Here's the thing. The vest, number one, it was not my idea. It was your guys' idea. All right, you completely made this up on the fly on a stream, and it worked out well. The reason I think the vest works is because it's not intrusive to my stream. I can wear that vest as a way of saying thank you for hitting the tips goal, and it doesn't hinder my gameplay whatsoever, right? It's just kind of on, and I don't really feel it. It doesn't distract me. The cowboy hat, I'll be honest, does distract me from gameplay. It feels a little weird, and I can't wear headphones when I'm wearing the cowboy hat. Instead, I have to, like, put them on my neck and blast the volume of the headphones. Does it have a negative impact on gameplay? Yes. At the same time, how often do we double the tip scroll on a stream? Not very often. So it's really not that intrusive to gameplay, right? But definitely it's something that is kind of intrusive, just being honest, all right? Everything else you guys have mentioned, oh, why don't you put on the Sonic hat? Why don't you put on the Yoshi hat or the Yoshi backpack? That shit is definitely intrusive to gameplay. It's super annoying, okay? It is. It makes it so I'm constantly distracted. It makes me sweat. It's not fun to wear that shit. You know, when I was doing the Sonic 2006 playthrough, I wore the Sonic hat as a silly way of saying, haha, you know, this is special or whatever. I wore the Yoshi outfit because it was Halloween. Those were not serious playthroughs, guys. You know, when I'm doing a real mainstream new game playthrough like Resident Evil 3 Remake and I'm playing it on hardcore, no, I'm not going to fucking put on a Yoshi outfit and try to do it. It's not going to happen. Okay? I'm sorry. I know you guys want to see more silly gimmick stuff. We can try to talk about it and figure out stuff that's realistic. That's not realistic. All right? Just being honest. It's not. You know, last night, someone had an idea. They were like, oh, it was Bishop of Mercy, actually. He said, if I reach like the tips goal, why don't I stream later? And sadly, I answered very matter-of-factly. I said I can't for two reasons. First of all, my early stream, when I finish, it's dinner time. Usually dinner's waiting for me. I can't stream later because then I'll have a cold meal, right? Or I missed the meal, I won't be able to eat with my wife before she goes to work, which is not cool. Now, on the late streams, I used to be able to go late. I did. I used to have control over the late streams. A lot of nights my wife would be working late, and I'd be able to stream late if I wanted to. But because of this whole pandemic going on, her job is closing down earlier every day. So she's coming home earlier, and therefore, obviously, I want to spend time with my wife. So I have to end the stream at the usual time. So I like the idea, and I think if this pandemic ever, blows over and we beat this thing, then maybe I could stream later as a way of saying, gee, thanks for your contributions or whatever. But for now, I'm kind of stuck and not able to do that. All right. So if you guys have other ideas of a way of saying, oh, you doubled the tips goal, you tripled the tips goal, let's do celebratory stuff, I'm all ears, but it has to be stuff that's not intrusive to the gameplay of a major playthrough, and it also has to be stuff that is realistic. And sadly, some of the suggestions I've gotten just haven't been very realistic. Okay. Okay. Ultimate Troll tipped me $1.29 and says, now you are bound to suffer because I tipped you only $1.29 instead of $1.30. That penny is really going to hurt you. Well, there you go. So, by the way, guys, you may have noticed some people tip around $1.30, and you might be wondering why. That's because PayPal takes about a 30-cent flat rate cut of every tip, and when people tip this $1.30, oh, wait a minute, I'm not going to put this on the leaderboard because a bunch of people other tipped, and it's gonna trump this guy in just a second here. But when you tip me $1.30, you're covering that cost. You're covering the transaction cost and ensuring I actually get a $1 tip, which is the intention when people send me $1. So that's why some people have been tipping the $1.30, and it's very helpful. So thank you for that, guys. So thank you, Ultimate Troll, for this $1.29 tip. Dr. Pepsi now tipped me $1.30. Thank you, Dr. Pepsi. You're the top tipper of the day. So I will actually put that up on the leaderboard. 1 second here. Dr. Pepsi, huh? Wait a minute. Is that supposed to be a combination of Dr. Pepper and Pepsi? Ugh. I don't know how I feel about that. Dr. Pepper's good. I don't know if you mixed it with Pepsi how it would taste. Anyway, Dr. Pepsi says, going back to the discussion we had yesterday about physical versus downloadable games, this is where for me I prefer the physical copy. If you're not a fan or it's short, at least you could trade it in towards something else possibly. Well, here's the thing. First of all, Dr. Pepsi, in a normal world you're right, but this isn't a normal world anymore, and you can't trade anything in. No one's accepting trade-ins because of what's going on with this pandemic. So you can't get any money. You would, essentially what would happen is you would play the game, all right, and you would beat it. And then you wouldn't be able to trade it in. Maybe you'd be able to trade it in a month or two when they start accepting trade-ins again. And guess how much the game would be worth in a month or two? Like $5. So that argument doesn't really hold up right now. All right, maybe when things get back to normal, the argument will definitely hold up. But for now, the argument doesn't really hold up. Okay, just being honest. Also, trade-in value ain't great. Back in the day, when I used to be a YouTuber, full-time YouTuber, sometimes I would buy in excess of 3 to 4 games in 1 week. All right, and during that week, I would play all those games and beat them, because back then games used to be short. And it's funny because now you play games, most games are pretty long. I guess Resident Evil 3 Remake is the exception to that rule, right? But most games would be pretty short. I'd be able to beat them within a few days of hardcore playing and recording, and then I'd be able to return them within a week. And if I did, I'd get insane amounts of value at GameStop. So let's say I would come back with 3 games I just bought the week before I beat them all. You would get the base value, which usually was between $20 to $25. Then, because it was a new release, you get a bonus like 5 to 10% on top of that. So let's say 30 to 35%. Then when you traded in multiple games together, you would get another bonus on top of that. So then it would be like another 10, 20%. So there were some times when I would buy a game for $60, trade it in within like a week, and I'd get another like $40 to $45 back. That was crazy value. And those days are long gone. They don't do that anymore. When you trade in games, now you just get a flat rate value, and typically it's like maybe a third of the cost of the game, if that. All right? Trading games in is no longer a viable way to save money. It's just not. People may still be fooling themselves about this, but it's not. And especially in line with what's going on right now in the world, it's just not viable at all to trade in a game at all. So there's no money back you're going to be getting, which is why yesterday when The Last of Us 2 was delayed and Sony made a big stink about, oh, we have to delay the game not because it's not going to be ready, but because we can't do a big worldwide physical release for it because of the pandemic. It's like, and so who gives a fuck? Everyone wants to play the game will be ready. So give us the fucking game that we need. We may all potentially, I know as crazy as this sounds and as bad as this sounds, but it might happen. We may still be at home in a semi-lockdown, if not a full lockdown, next month when The Last of Us was supposed to come out. Give us a good game, man. Give us a game we've been anticipating for years. Give us a game that's going to be probably one of the best games of the year and one of the best sellers of the year, regardless if it gets a physical release or not. Enough with the horse shit, and you're thinking with your fucking wallets and how much money your corporation can make, and think about the worldwide situation and release the damn fucking game so we can have a good game to distract us from the fucked up stuff on the world. Trust me, it's much better for the company to say we're doing this because we want to help people who are stuck at home and whose lives suck ass right now. We want to give you something to do to distract you from that. Here's an amazing game. And you know what? Maybe we'll take a small financial hit in the short term because we couldn't sell it physically. But in the long term, people are really going to appreciate the fact that we put out this game that people need right now. And we're going to actually benefit long term, whether it's just trust in the company, whether it's that long term people will go and buy the game again. You know what I mean? That would do leaps and bounds. That would help Sony. But sadly, corporate leaders don't think that way. They think with their pocketbooks, and they think short-term gains and short-term stockholders and blah, blah, blah. They're fucking assholes. Trust me, I know. So, it sucks. And that's kind of what my argument was for physical versus digital now, is that we need to now realize that at least for the next year, digital will dominate. There's nothing we can do about that. The world situation we're in sucks ass, and digital is going to dominate no matter what. So we best just accept it rather than saying, oh, let's just say hope in the hopes that maybe people will buy the physical game. Let's delay every game a year indefinitely just because we want to make more money. It's like, how about for once, just once, the corporate world stops thinking with their fucking pocketbooks and instead starts thinking with their hearts. And if they think with their pocketbooks constantly, they go fuck off. How about that? Oh well, a lot of people don't like that I say that. Tough shit. All right. Someone whose name sounds like something racist tipped me $1.30, and I'm not even going to read it, but thank you for the dollar tip. Okay. That Anonymous gifted a subscription to Liquid Hindo. Congratulations, Liquid Hindo, on the gifted sub. Kate did a 95-bit cheer and says, don't you think it's a coincidence that Resident Evil game about a virus is coming out during a pandemic? Yes. This game was in development long before we knew anything about the coronavirus. So, yes, it is actually, in this case, an actual coincidence that this is happening. Okay? Ponage 101 tipped me an outstanding $36.32. Thank you, Ponage. Let me get you up on the leaderboard. You are definitely the biggest contributor today so far. And boy, does that get us a big jump towards our goal here, our tips goal, okay? So, thank you for that, Ponage. He says, here is my birthday gift. It's an early one to you. That's right, because my birthday is on Monday. Good luck with hardcore difficulty, and may the vest be with you. Yes, I think, like I said, I think I'm really going to need this vest to get through today. The vest will empower me to survive on hardcore mode, I hope. We're going to find out. All right, so thank you very much for that, Ponage. I appreciate that, man. Lilo did a 55-bit cheers to sing as today's release day. Payday for lots. Listen to this. Trump bucks are incoming. Are they now? The Trump bucks. To my knowledge, they will be coming eventually, but I wasn't aware that they were coming like right away. You are doing hardcore Resident Evil 3 Festival Day number 6, streak at 11. Would you consider doing DSP tries at $300 tips goal or a Just Dance stream? No. I have nothing to do DSP tries it with, and no, I'm not playing Just Dance. Silly. Ridiculous. How dare you? How dare you suggest such ridiculous things? All right. Let's continue on. Liam Legacy Legend. Subscribe to the channel for 4 months. Thank you, Liam Legacy Legend. Bagel Goose just did a 100-bit cheer and says, add DSP vest to the merch store. Well, sadly, to my knowledge, there's no way to sell vests on the internet en masse right now. So, no, sadly, I cannot sell the vest en masse on the internet. I apologize. I know many of you would have loved that, but it's just not possible. All right. But thank you for the cheer. Snow Carl cheered. He says, did you invent this expression matter-of-factly? I've never heard it anywhere else. Yes. That's actually my original expression. I'm the one who termed it the very first time, and everyone else who's used it has copied me. It's 100% true. It's a matter of fact. Jilly the Doll has subscribed to the channel. Thank you to Jilly the Doll for the subscription. I appreciate that. Tarantula MS 2018 has tipped me $5. Thank you, Tarantula. Let me get you up. Well, actually, let me add that to the running tally of tips for the day. Up to $44 now. Thank you, guys. By the way, it sounds to me like these guys who were working on the Ducks may have moved past. I don't hear much noise now. I should shut up now before I jinx myself. But maybe they've stopped. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Middle Class Liberal Softy has subscribed to the channel for 23 months. Thank you very much, Liberal Class. Wait a minute. Middle Class Liberal Softy for the ongoing support, almost 2 full years. Thank you very much. Twitch Revenue Service tipped me $1. And he says, you know, we were auditing the way that you were saying, the way you make revenue with your tips, because you called them donations on the screen, but now that you changed it to tips, now everything's good. So there you go. Now, in reality, it didn't matter what I called it. The truth is, I'm trying to be transparent. Because here's the thing, a lot of people ask me, they say, Phil, why is it that you call it tips, but everyone else on Twitch says it's donations? Like every other streamer says thanks for the donation, but you call it tips, all right? It's very simple, because donations in a legal standing mean that you're giving something to a charity. And a charity in a legal standing means it's non-for-profit. I'm a person running a business. I'm self-employed. And yes, it's for profit. Duh. Everything that you guys contribute helps me pay bills, allows me to buy things in real life, like groceries and food. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a for-profit business. Everyone knows that. So when other streamers are saying, oh, donate, that's actually incorrect by the law. The law says, no, that's a tip. That when you're streaming, that's a tip. You're tipping that streamer. And if anyone's classifying it as donations instead of tips, that's legally incorrect per multiple accountants that I've now worked with. Okay? So, I don't care what other streamers say and do. I don't. I'm just telling you guys legally what's right and what's wrong per the law in the United States. Maybe other countries are different, by the way. I should say this. What I'm stating is per United States federal income tax law. Maybe this is not applying to internationally. All right? I could be mistaken if it comes to outside the U.S., but in the U.S., it has to be a tip. Or else if you don't say that, you're actually violating the law every single time you say donation. Okay? And that would be very misrepresentative of me, very dishonest of me, and I'm not going to do that. All right? That's why I call it tips. All right. Dcash2012 has tipped me $4. He says, it's maybe sad to say, Resident Evil 5 is the only Resident Evil game I've ever played. Where do you rank Resident Evil 5 among the others? Let's see. The thing is, Resident Evil 1 and 2 and Code Veronica, and even Resident Evil 0, basically are considered classic survival horror games. Resident Evil 3 is a spin-off of that formula, so to some extent, I guess you could still group it in. Then Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6, a lot of the survival horror elements were removed, and they basically became action puzzle games, okay? Then, with Resident Evil 7, they changed the formula again. It feels more like classic survival horror, although it's more of a first-person, so it kind of combines modern survival horror games, which a lot of them are first-person survival games, with horror, okay? So there's basically 3 different kind of iterations. Resident Evil 1 through 3 plus Code Veronica and 0. Resident Evil 4 through 6 and now Resident Evil 7. If you're ranking them, I would say among 4, 5, and 6, I would say probably 5 and 6 are equal in how good they are. 4 is the best one, though. I think 4 is the best out of that trilogy. So if you're ranking them just head up, I do think that classic survival horror is better than the action-based games that were in that trilogy. I'm not saying they weren't good. I like Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. I was one of the defenders of Resident Evil 6, saying I don't understand why so many people were shitting on the game when it actually was an outstanding game. It just wasn't survival horror. Okay? But I don't know. I think 5 is... what's funny is when I played 5 as a new release, I liked it a lot. Then when I played it again years later when it was remastered, I didn't like it nearly as much. So maybe it's just a game that doesn't age well. I don't know. Anyway, thank you to an anonymous $1.30 tipper who says, what are the top 2 games winning the Viewer's Choice poll so far? I have no idea. I haven't looked. I have not given it a single look since I put the poll up the other day. Been too busy. I have no idea. But you guys can look for yourselves. Thank you for the $1 tip. The Big Lie is a Lie did 100-bit cheer. He said you should play Resident Evil 3 on assisted mode. It's more chill. No, not doing that. Lilu did a 50-bit cheer. He said, any way we can circumvent the system like PayPal for those who want to get you optimal amount of cheer royalties from Twitch? I'll do it for you. No. The only way that I accept contributions are as follows. Cheering, subbing, tipping through the standard method that's been publicly allowed, through the tips link, Teespring, Patreon, or checking out my Amazon wish list. That's it. There's no behind-the-scenes weirdo transactions going on. It's not allowed. Okay? All right. Jasper's Butthole took me $1.31 and says, did you ever play Astral Chain? It's amazing. No, I did not. Sorry, Jasper's Butthole. I did not play Astral Chain. Okay. Joker Jonesy resub for 6 months and says, happy 6 months, Phil. I'm curious that once the new releases slow down, would it be possible to start a rotation of different fighting games on Fridays and such? I'd love to see you get into Killer Instinct on Xbox when I donate new characters. Not really. Here's why. Unlike other franchises where you could just jump into a game, play it for a little bit, oh, wow, it's good or whatever, and then just, play the game, you're done with it. Fighting games take a significant amount of time, patience, and investment. You have to learn matchups. You have to learn execution, combos. It takes a lot of time. You take characters, put them in the lab, for example. Put them into the training mode. Try out their trials to learn basic strategies and whatever. It's not anywhere near as easy as, say, jumping into a retro game I've never played before and playing through one playthrough and then it's done. You see? I do like fighting games in general, and if there's new fighting games out, I usually check them out. All right? But, that being said, I just don't see me doing that. It's too, let's say, for example, every Friday for a month I played a different fighting game, I wouldn't even get anywhere. I only played 2 hours in a sitting. I wouldn't even get anywhere. People would be disappointed that there wasn't enough gameplay. You see what I mean? So the answer is no. It's a good. I appreciate the suggestion. I just don't think it's an idea that's going to work. Okay. Star Saint Mark has gifted 5 subscriptions to the channel. 1 to Snoutfoot, 1 to Pray for Rock, 1 to Felronis, 1 to Human Milk 1, and 1 to Goldfish 44. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you, Star Saint Mark, for the support of the channel. I appreciate that. Okay. Pokemon fan 22552 says I'm all wrong about Sony because they're donating $100 million to the COVID-19 relief fund. My complaining about Sony with their checkbooks is wrong. Maybe do research first. I'm well aware that Sony is donating, and that's great. That has nothing to do with the fucking game delay at all. That literally has nothing to do with the game delay at all. If you just read the news yesterday, the public statement from Sony is, we are delaying The Last of Us 2 and Iron Man VR, those are the 2 games that got delayed, because we cannot give them proper worldwide launches. That has nothing to do with digital distribution. That 100% has to do with physical game distribution. Then Naughty Dog went as far to come out and make their own statement publicly, and they literally state in their statement the game would be ready to go in May. We have it done. We're just basically doing final bug testing. But this is Sony's decision, and we hope that you guys understand, and we hope that you're all safe. So Naughty Dog literally comes out and says, sorry, the game's ready, but it's Sony's decision. What the hell does that have to do with Sony donating money? Nothing. It's great that they're doing that. I'm very happy they're doing that. What the hell does that have to do with delaying a game to make more money? So, I don't even get it. Again, apples to oranges. It's like, oh, Sony did something really shitty to make more money, but Sony's actually donating money, so forget the shitty thing that they're doing. No, they still did something shitty. Just because someone handed a ham sandwich to a homeless person on the street doesn't make up for the fact that they ran up and punched your grandma in the face? No. Do you forgive the grandma punching because they hand sandwiches to a homeless man? No. Stop moving the goalpost. All right. Continuing on. Timbo Slice did a 50-bit cheers. Sometimes I feel like we're in an awful Hollywood movie as this gets worse, but we're not. As I advised before, I was exposed to the virus 2 weeks ago, and I'm now starting to show 2 or 3 symptoms. Thankfully, I don't have the worst ones like breathing. Timbo Slice, that sucks ass. I'm really sorry to hear that. Please do your best to take care of yourself. All right? Yeah, for them to understand, the symptoms are wide-ranging depending on who you are. But the common symptoms are feverish. You're feverish at first. Then, all of a sudden, you lose your appetite. You don't feel like you can hold down food or you don't feel hungry. Then you get a very dry cough that gets so bad in some cases you get a splitting headache because you're coughing so much. Then comes the lung issues, where gasping for breath, shortness of breath, can't really breathe very well. And then the last symptom is high blood pressure. All right? So you can understand why that's bad for people who are elderly or have pre-existing conditions. You got something wrong with your lungs and you're already, and now you can't get your breath. That's terrible. You already have high blood pressure or you have heart issues and you get high blood pressure. That's terrible. I hope you're all right, Timbo. You're young. So I'm hoping that you can, if you do have it, that you can beat it and get over it. And please, God, let you be immune to it after this shit. Zen gave to me $2. He said, can you tell from Ida Maverick's playstyle with Bison if he's genuine old school or not? No, I mean, that's really tough to say. And here's why I say that. Genuine old school is a relative term. I'm not even genuine old school. I didn't play Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo at a competitive level in the 1990s. It wasn't until the 2000s that I started playing the game at a competitive level. So even I'm not genuine old school. I would say the vast majority of people who are playing these games online basically adopted them either in the 2000s or the 2010s with things like what do they call it? What's the thing I always forget the name of it. The thing that everyone plays on PC, the emulator. I can't remember the name of it, but essentially that's how most people got, who are playing now, got into these games. Okay, I tell you this, he's fucking good, especially with Bison. I don't know about him playing with other characters. With Bison, he knows his shit. He knows the cross-up combos, the timing, and everything. So he's good. Doesn't matter. I don't know if he's someone who genuinely played the game hardcore, old school back in the day, or if he's someone who just learned it recently, but he's good. Okay? Project Aqua did a 150-bit cheer. That is the biggest cheer of the day. He says, what changed your mind on playing on hardcore? I thought you were going to play on the default setting. Good luck. I explained it already. I'll explain it again. First of all, I heard the game is very short. If you play it on a standard or easy difficulty, it's like 5 hours. If you play it on a harder difficulty, 7 to 8 hours. Being that I paid $60 for the game, I want to get my money's worth out of it. I don't want to beat it in one sitting. So I feel I need to add some challenge to it. That's number one. Plus, since it's so short, it won't be that big of a deal if I die a lot and suffer with it on hardcore. You see what I mean? Versus Resident Evil 2, I had to play through the game twice. That was 15 to 20 hours of gameplay on hardcore. It was super tough. Now, in addition, all right, you guys have been super duper supportive lately. You guys have helped me hit the tips goal every day. Like I said, the vest streak is at 10. Maybe we'll hit 11 today on this stream. We'll see. And because of that, I appreciate that so much. All right, that basically I wanted to give you a way to give back and say, all right, guys, thank you so much. You guys have been asking for the toughest run. Let's do the toughest run. Okay? So that's why I'm doing it. Overgrown Tube took me $5, and he's talking again about this Joys of Escape. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but thank you for a $5 tip regardless. All right, guys, now let's give shout-outs to the top cheerers of the week. Hold on a second. Let me update the tips goal. Thank you to the top cheerers of the week. What the? I can't read it. We have a tie for 9th between Fly Eagles Fly and Zugaruk. In 8th place, it's Snow Carl. 7th place is Ryan. 6th place, German Handicap. 5th place, Delancius. 4th place, Sazzy Paz. 3rd place, Savage Beast. 2nd place, Mr. Papavera. And 1st place, Magnus Flamebeard. Thank you guys very much for the cheers this week. Now, for people who have gifted subscriptions, thank you to the following people. Doodly Dread, the OG Rascal, Jose, etc., Bad Guy 42 399 have all gifted a single sub. Big Papa Phil and X Danish each gifted 2 subscriptions. And Star St. Mark, Bishop of Mercy, and Snoutfoot all gifted 5 subscriptions. Thank you guys very much for the support. I appreciate that, guys. All right, guess what, guys? I'm finally done with the pre-stream. Let's end the pre-stream. I'm just going to go take a quick leak before we get started here. And then, finally, it's Resident Evil 3 time. The remake on hardcore difficulty. We'll see how I do today. All right, guys, give me just a couple minutes here to use the restroom. I'll be right back. And then it's Resident Evil 3 starting up. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for the support. We'll begin in a moment.